Good morning, Oak Tree students and staff. Today is Thursday, February 8th, and it is a D-Day.
We have students from Mrs. Rennie's class to help us with the pledge.
Hi, my name is Cooper.
Hi, my name's John Tucker. Hi, my name is Harper. Hi, my name's Lou.
Would you please stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today the cafeteria will be serving chicken patty sandwich, cheese quesadilla, peppy salad, ham and cheese sandwich, and sun butter and jelly sandwich.
Now here's Owen with today's weather.
Good morning, Oak Trace. Today will be sunny and cloudy mixed with a high of 29. Thank you.
Today's birthdays are Lillian and Mrs. Bailey's class, and you may come down to the office after announcements for your birthday treat. Now here is Jonah.
Now here is Jonah, our feature reporter.
The first ever home video game developed in 1967 was called the Brown Box because it looked like one.
At this time, we have Mrs. Lane with more Oak Trace news.
All right, good morning, everyone. I am stepping in this morning for Mrs. Lynch and Mr. Feckety and Mrs. Hitch because they all are in meetings this morning. So here we are on Thursday, and I just have a few announcements really for tomorrow. Tomorrow we have writing club for second grade in the morning. First grade and kindergarten is going to have a dental presentation at 9:30. And there's the spelling bee tryouts, I guess we would say, at 1:30, and that's for fourth grade. And I also wanted to mention, I've had some kids ask me as they come into school, that enrichment classes do begin next week. So if you signed up for an enrichment class, your mom and dad should have gotten all that information, and you will know what class you're in and what day you need to stay. So that starts next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And finally, we are going to end our broadcast today a little differently because we have some fourth graders who are here for their famous Hoosier projects that they presented yesterday. So I think what we'll do is maybe end the broadcast with that because there are, I think, 5 of them, and they have some great information to give you. But if you have something, teachers, that you need to get to in the class, you can choose whether or not you would like to watch the whole thing. But before we do that, there are some math whizzes out here, so come on in, math whizzes. Tell us what your name is and what your suggestion is.
My name is Owen, and never put your pencil down.
All right, Owen, congratulations.
Hi, my name is Karina, and don't put your pencil down. Hi, my name is Max, and never put your pencil down.
Oh, lots of pencils, so never put your pencil down were all of those suggestions. Congratulations. All right, so I will let you two say your last thank yous, and then we'll have our famous Hoosiers come in and introduce themselves. So you guys go ahead and sign off, and then we'll finish with our famous Hoosiers.
Thank you for watching today's news broadcast, and have a Thinking Thursday.
All right, here come our famous Hoosiers. So announcers, you guys can head back to class so you don't miss too much. And let's make sure we can get you in here.
Which color, purple or red? Wait, what about blue? This dress has to be perfect. Oh, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. I, Norman David Levinson, was born on April 20th, 1900 in Noblesville, Indiana. I was an American fashion designer. My parents are Denny and Harry Levinson. I'm also the second son. My only older brother was older than me, and his name is Frank. My family resided at the east side of a double home on 840 Cherry Street, Noblesville, Indiana. My father, a haberdasher, ran a men's clothing store in Noblesville, but I later took the credit of my mother with introducing me into fashion. A year later, my father opened a men's hat store on Pennsylvania Street, Indianapolis. I attended an Indianapolis Benjamin Harrison School and Shortbridge High School. My father advertised his hat shop in the theater playbills, so my family got free passes to see the shows. That meant I got to see 3 to 4 shows a week and entertain myself by sketching costumes and stage sets. I went to Parsons School of Design and Pratt Institute in New York City. I began my fashion career as a costume designer in New York. In 1920, I changed my last name to Norell, and it stands for the first 3 letters of Norman, and then L because it stands for the first syllable of my original last name. In 1922, I joined Paramount Pictures Studio in Astoria, Queens, New York, where I designed clothes for Gloria Swanson, who is famous for being a producer and actress, and Rudolph Valentino, who is famous for being an actor. I designed lots more clothing. In 1924, I met Charles Armour, who taught me how to make real clothing for women instead of designing costumes for the theater. In 1928, Haiti Carnegie hired me for a custom order house. I was with her for 12 years until we split up over a gown. I never got married because I thought my wife would take up all my time. My sewing machine was sold as a 255-year-old slug. In 1941, I became the first person that became known as the County Ward Industry Critics Top Honor for Fashion Design. In 1968, I was the first American fashion designer to launch my own brand of perfume. After 50 years in the fashion industry, I lived a quiet life. I was sadly a chain smoker and had to have throat surgery. I died of a stroke on October 25, 1972, age of 72, and lay in Noblesville, Indiana. I started in a small theater. Look at me now. I'm the biggest name in American fashion designer history. Thank you.
My name is Chuck Hollis Taylor. I was born June 24th, 1901 in Columbus, Indiana. I went to Columbus High School. When I was young, I played basketball. I became a salesperson for Commerce in 1923 selling Commerce All-Star shoes. I traveled the world teaching kids and adults the game of basketball. For my hard work, my name got added to the ankle patch and officially became Chuck Taylor. I invented the stitchless basketball, which we use today. In 1968, I was inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Sadly, I died June 23, 1969, one day before my 68th birthday. Commerce Chuck Taylor All-Star still remain the best-selling athletic shoe of all time. Don't believe me? We sell over 270,000 Chuck Taylors a day. Thank you.
Do you have the void? Hello, I'm Adam Driver. I was born on November 19th, 1983 in San Diego, California, to Joe Driver and Nancy Wright. I have one sister named April. When I was 3 years old, my parents divorced and we moved to Mishawaka, Indiana. I attended Mishawaka High School and I loved to participate in plays. After 9/11 happened, I wanted to do something to help our country, so I joined the U.S. Marines. I served for more than 2 years before being medically discharged. After the discharge, I decided to go to college. I attended the University of Indianapolis for a year, then transferred to Juilliard in New York. I graduated in 2009. Did you know I moved to Los Angeles and only lasted 2 days before moving back home? I kept working on my acting skills and got my first big break in the TV series Girls. I have also been in some well-known movies and TV series such as Frances Ha, Inside, This Is Where I Leave You, Silence, and most recently I played the part of Kylo Ren in Star Wars The Force Awakens and Star Wars The Last Jedi. Did you know I could barely see through my Kylo Ren mask? I also don't think of Kylo Ren as a bad guy. I am 34 years old now, and I currently live in New York with my wife, Joanne Tucker. We married on June 22nd, 2013. We co-founded Arts in the Armed Forces, a nonprofit that performs theater for military groups. Thank you.
My name is Lauren Rudolph, and I was born on June 23, 1940 in St. Bethlehem, Tennessee. I am a famous Hoosier because the Wilma Rudolph Foundation is in Indianapolis. I grew up with a stepmom and 21 brothers and sisters. My family was very poor. I was the 20th of 22 children and the first child to go to college. As a kid, I had polio, scarlet fever, and double pneumonia. When I had polio, my left leg twisted inward and would not turn back. I wasn't allowed to go to school because I couldn't walk. The doctor said I would never walk again, but when I was 8, I started walking with a brace. I went to an all-black high school and started playing my favorite sport, basketball. A track and field coach from Tennessee State University saw how fast I was playing basketball. I went there to run track and field. I made it to 2 different Olympics. In the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome, Italy, I ran so well, I won 3 gold medals: the 100-meter, 200-meter, and 400-meter relay. I was awarded the Female Athlete of the Year award. After the Olympics, I started coaching girls to run at DePaul University. I died November 12, 1994 of brain cancer. Something I want people to remember about me is that I never gave up even when life was tough.
Hi, my name is Myra Selby. I'm a strong advocate for women in law. I was happy to pave the way in the Justice Department for women and African Americans. I definitely studied a lot and it paid off. I helped this world become a better place. When I found something needed to be done, I did it. I have achieved many things from when I was a college student to where I am now, serving on the Indiana Supreme Court. My early life was filled with schooling. I was a precocious child. I was born on July 1st, 1955 in Bay City, Michigan. I studied at Kalamazoo College and got a bachelor's degree in 1977. In 1980, from the University of Michigan, I got a JD. One day I was giving a tour of the Indiana Justice Department and the students asked, "Where are the pictures of the girls?" That inspired me to be the first. During the middle years of my life, things became exciting. I became a lawyer. From 1980 to 1983, I practiced law in Washington, D.C. I joined Ice Miller Law Firm in 1983. From 1993 to 1994, I was the director of the healthcare policy for the governor of Indiana. My father was also an attorney. As a lawyer, I did a lot of great things. Later in life, I achieved many things people thought impossible. In 1995, I was appointed to the Indiana Supreme Court. I was the first African American and the first woman. I was nominated to the U.S. Court of Appeals in 2016. I have a husband and 1 daughter. Today, I am currently in Indianapolis and practices law. I still am a great leader in Indianapolis. I'm still speaking out for women in law. For African Americans and women, I am a leader. My hard work helped Indiana. I believe I did everything I could to help this world. I, Myra Selby, have done amazing things. Thank you.